has been the leader of the notorious Zimbabwe Central Intelligence Organization, assisting Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa in terms of creating a de facto Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, known as the Forever Associates of Zimbabwe, which conducts very, very chaotic the elections, and when they see that ZEC is losing control, they would and actually stamp their rigging authority. Now, last month, Zimbabweans were shocked to learn that Asher Walter Tafumaneyi rejoined the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, but this time around taking a very critical position in the military. Of course, he's not the commander of Zimbabwe Defense Forces, but he is under the commander of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. In this regard, we are referring to Matatu. But surprisingly, the name of Asher Walter Tafumaneyi is always on the news, almost on a daily, if not weekly basis. Yesterday, he was meeting with the acting president, that is Kembo Mohati. Is he a de facto commander of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces? These and more would be discussed on this live broadcast. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button. Hopefully you are enjoying your holidays. Asher Walter Tafumaneyi, a de facto commander of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. If you look from the onset, I think we shouldn't be lost if we are thinking along that line of thought. Why do I say so? He is a man who was recently promoted, but look at what he is doing within the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. He is announcing new promotions. He is announcing the deaths of actually the military generals. He is collaborating between military and the government. Remember, this was initially the role of Anselm Senyatwe. He was actually in the position of Asher Walter Tafumaneyi, and from actually under normal circumstances, I mean, the initial commander, that is, I'm forgetting his name, was supposed to actually be the one to command the military, entire military at the moment. But Mnangagwa removed him, replaced him with Matatu. Matatu didn't stay there for a long period of time. He is at the helm of the military, but you would not even notice that he is at the helm of the military. In fact, the man who is seemingly calling the shots is none other than Asher Walter Tafumaneyi. And obviously, Mnangagwa strategically put him to that particular position because he is eyeing for this man loyal to him to head the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. I must say that Matatu is just parked as the Zimbabwe Defense Forces commander, but Mnangagwa doesn't want him to be there. He is trying to actually blindfold those whom Mnangagwa is fighting with, so that they cannot see him coming. But even from the terraces, you can see the ultimate goal of Mnangagwa. He brought in Asher Walter Tafumaneyi to actually reshuffle the military, and in an attempt to try and coup-proof himself. We know that Mnangagwa does not want to hand over political power in 2028. And if he doesn't do that without undertaking vigorous military changes, most probably trying to foster individuals that would be loyal to him, like Asher Walter Tafumaneyi. Then his ambitions to remain a life president in Zimbabwe and most probably create a Mafiti dynasty would be impossible. Okay, the guy I was forgetting is Anselam Senyatwe. Under normal circumstances, Senyatwe, that was demotion by promotion to be actually sent in the Ministry of Sports. Just imagine being part of the ministry. I mean, he was removed from a very, very powerful position at the height of the M31 protest when Blessed Geza came through and said no to 2030 term extension. Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa saw Anselam Senyatwe as a threat to his ambitions to remain the president of Zimbabwe, possibly up to 2030 and beyond. And that is the sole reason why he removed Senyatwe from commanding the Zimbabwe Defense Forces and replacing him with Asher Walter Tafumaneyi. Now, if you look at Tafumaneyi, you would think that he is the one at the helm of the military because everything, that be it promotions, be it, I mean, he is holding so many positions as a single person. He is not, by the way, at the helm. He is, of course, part of the generals, but not at the helm. But all the promotions are announced by him. Communications about military personnel who dies, it is him who is announcing cooperation between the government as well as the military. I don't know whether that is constitutional for one of the commanders of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces to go and meet with one of the vice presidents in Zimbabwe. Shouldn't the military be a standalone body? We know that obviously, maybe let's just not pay much attention to that and say there is a possibility that may happen. But they were talking of political cooperation rather than issues of national interest like defense of the country, because in this case he was seemingly meeting a political figure who is heading a political party that may be interpreted as somehow a political meeting rather than because under normal circumstances, shouldn't he be actually conveying whatever message he wants to convey through the Minister of Defense, that is Opa Mchinguri, and then Opa Mchinguri conveys the information to the cabinet? I think that should be the proper protocol. But this ally of Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa seems to be bending the rules and indicating that he is in charge. Now he has to be. Mnangagwa, in my view, is preparing to promote this fellow, and he was deployed there to make drastic changes in the interest of Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. But as I always say, I think these are the last kicks of a dying horse. Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa is trying to survive, but equally so, those who are working behind the scenes to make sure that his survival does not see the light of the day, they are equally scheming. And the most dangerous thing is that they are not publicly doing it. We are not seeing this in the media. They are actually privately doing it. As I have said, it's individuals such as Blessed Geza. They are still in the political show of Zimbabwe, and it's far from being over. That is why you see a lot of chaos being the order of the day within ZANU-PF. That is a mirror of what happens, especially behind the scenes, and it's a reflection of the ZANU-PF top leadership. Thank you very much for watching us. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. It has been long since I did such a live broadcast. We'll be doing more of these today, and most probably pre-recorded because I've seen you love so much also pre-recorded videos. Okay, Umhlabane is signing off. Let me love and leave you. Let's meet on the other side of the live broadcast as I give you more.